The hall was filled with noise, laughter, and restless anticipation. Donald Trump had just thrown another jab at Barack Obama, mocking him with a smirk and a line that drew chuckles from his supporters. For a moment, it seemed like Trump had successfully stolen the spotlight again. But then, without raising his voice, Obama leaned into the microphone. His words sliced through the room like a blade. "You can laugh at me all you want, Donald, but when history laughs back at you, it won't be with you. It will be at you." The crowd froze for a second, stunned by the sharpness of the remark, and then erupted. The roar of applause, cheers, and shouts drowned out the echo of Trump's laugh. Phones shot up in the air, recording what was already being hailed as one of the most brutal comebacks in political memory. The tension shifted instantly. What had looked like Trump's moment of dominance was shattered in less than 10 words. For Trump, who thrived on control and spectacle, the sudden reversal was humiliating. For Obama, it was a statement of power, measured, precise, and devastating. The comeback was not just about the joke or the timing. It was a reminder that even in a political arena dominated by noise and bravado, words could still carry the weight of thunder. The crowd's eruption became the soundtrack of the moment, a deafening reminder that Obama still knew how to command the stage, and that Trump's mockery had just been turned against him in the most public way possible. The event had been billed as a routine political forum, but everyone knew it was more than that. Trump had entered the stage first, armed with his trademark bravado, tossing quick insults and reminding the audience of old rivalries. He smirked as he recalled moments from Obama's presidency, painting them as failures, repeating his familiar lines about weak leadership, bad deals, and lost respect on the world stage. His supporters in the crowd clapped loudly, echoing every phrase as if they were rehearsed. Obama walked in with his usual calm, not rushing, not flinching, his expression steady. For years, he had endured Trump's taunts, from conspiracy theories about his birthplace to public mockery of his policies. To the audience, it looked like another chapter of a never-ending feud. Trump thrived on provocation, pushing harder with every line, hoping to corner his opponent into snapping back. But Obama's presence alone shifted the atmosphere. He wasn't there to spar for applause or to trade insults at every turn. He let Trump talk, he let the crowd react, and he let the tension build. Every eye in the room knew this wasn't just an ordinary clash. The former and the once again hopeful leader of the nation were standing shoulder to shoulder, battling not only for dominance on stage, but also for the perception of strength and credibility across America. For many watching at home, the air was thick with history. This wasn't just about two men, it was about two visions of leadership colliding in real time. Trump's chaotic energy against Obama's disciplined composure. Both had mastered the art of commanding an audience, but only one would walk away from the stage with the upper hand. Trump leaned into the microphone with his familiar swagger. "You know, Barack, you always had the words, but never the results. People liked your speeches, sure, but the country was weaker when you left it." His grin widened as a section of the audience erupted in cheers. He paused, basking in the noise, waiting for Obama to stumble or stammer. But Obama didn't flinch. He tilted his head slightly, almost amused. "Donald," he replied calmly, "results aren't measured in applause lines. They're measured in whether Americans sleep better at night, whether allies trust us, and whether enemies fear us." The crowd murmured, the weight of his words sinking in. Trump shot back quickly, unwilling to lose momentum. "Enemies? They didn't fear you, Barack. They laughed at you. The whole world laughed. I had to come in and fix that mess." He jabbed his finger toward Obama, voice rising, the tone shifting from playful mockery to outright aggression. Obama didn't raise his volume. His sentences were short, deliberate, surgical. "The world wasn't laughing at me, Donald. They were laughing when you claimed windmills cause cancer. They were laughing when you suggested we should nuke hurricanes. They weren't laughing at America when I was president. They were laughing at you." The hall gasped, the burn landing sharper than anyone expected. Phones were already buzzing, people scrambling to capture the exchange. Trump tried to wave it off, chuckling as if unbothered, but his forced laugh betrayed irritation. He snapped back, "Fake news, Barack. You just repeat what the media feeds you. Everyone knows I was the one respected on the global stage." Obama leaned slightly forward, his tone unshaken. Respect isn't demanded by yelling, Donald. It's earned. And if you have to keep insisting you were respected, maybe you weren't. The tension in the room reached a breaking point. Every line now felt like a strike, each word designed to land harder than the last. The crowd was divided, half cheering, half booing, all waiting for the clash to explode into something unforgettable. The back and forth had reached boiling point. Trump, leaning heavily on the podium, raised his voice above the crowd. Barack! You can try your clever lines, but let's be honest. Your presidency was 8 years of weakness. That's why people wanted me. That's why they cheered when I took the stage. The audience rumbled, half in support, half in protest. It was the perfect moment for Trump, until Obama struck. He straightened, calm but unyielding. His eyes locked on Trump, his voice low yet piercing enough to cut through the roar. Donald, you keep talking about cheers, but history won't measure us by the size of our crowds. It will measure us by the strength of our character. And in that test, you failed, loudly, repeatedly, and in front of the whole world. For a split second, silence gripped the hall. Then came the explosion. The audience erupted with a thunderous roar. Cheers, applause, even chants. The walls seemed to shake from the force of it. The comeback spread like fire. Obama's words were already trending online before the applause even died down. Trump's smirk faltered. He raised his hands, trying to drown the noise, but the damage was done. His attempt to dominate had been shattered in front of millions watching live. Bah! Obama didn't smile, didn't gloat. He simply let the roar of the crowd speak for him. It was the kind of moment that needed no repetition. A single line that flipped the entire atmosphere, leaving Trump standing exposed in the very arena he thought he controlled. The comeback wasn't just powerful, it was devastating. The kind of statement replayed endlessly on screens, etched into headlines, and remembered as the night Obama destroyed Trump with words alone. The room still vibrated with the energy of the eruption. Some shouted, some booed, but the balance had shifted decisively. Obama leaned in once more, his voice steady, the tone almost fatherly now. Politics isn't a game of who can shout the loudest, Donald. It's about who can lead with honesty, with dignity, and with respect for the people you serve. You measure yourself by applause. I measure leadership by what you leave behind for the next generation. The words settled over the crowd like a final verdict. Trump tried to cut in, raising his hand to respond, but the chants of the audience drowned him out. The phrase "failed loudly" was already echoing across social media feeds, appearing on signs, on posts, on trending hashtags. Obama didn't drag it further. He ended with a simple, deliberate close. At the end of the day, history isn't written by noise. It's written by truth. And truth has a way of surviving long after the shouting stops. The crowd once again roared, rising to their feet, clapping, chanting, filling the hall with a force no microphone could contain. For supporters of Obama, it was vindication, proof that his sharp wit and steady demeanor could still cut through the chaos of Trump's bravado. For Trump loyalists, it was a moment of fury, a humiliation they scrambled to spin away. But beyond the cheers and jeers, one fact remained clear. This clash had crystallized the essence of their rivalry. Trump, the disruptor who thrived on spectacle, against Obama, the steady strategist whose words carried the weight of history. And in this round, before cameras, before millions, Obama had landed the blow that left Trump reeling. As the night closed, commentators rushed to replay the lines, to dissect every pause, every syllable. Headlines screamed of Obama's brutal comeback, while clips of the moment dominated screens across the country. Memes flooded in, late-night shows seized the footage, and pundits debated the fallout. But for those who were there, and for those who watched live, the memory was far more visceral. The eruption of a crowd, the flash of a line that cut deep, and the undeniable image of Donald Trump silenced, if only for a moment, by the precision of Barack Obama's words.